Hey Pisces, I hope you are settling into your Sunday with a cup of something warm because we need to talk about what is happening in your energy field right now. Today is not just another regular Sunday for you or for this person who cannot seem to get you out of their mind. I have been sitting with these cards for a while now, and the story they are telling is absolutely fascinating. This is about someone whose impatience has reached a breaking point. Someone who is spending their entire Sunday consumed by jealousy and anxiety. And someone who desperately needs to hear about you, even though they might not want to admit it. Before we dive into what the cards are revealing, I want you to know that this reading is going to show you exactly what is happening behind the scenes in someone else's world, while you are probably just trying to enjoy your day. The energy around you right now is intense, and it is all because of how you have chosen to handle certain situations in your life. You walked away, or you set boundaries, or you simply stopped giving your energy to people who did not deserve it, and now someone is absolutely losing their mind over it. I pulled cards specifically asking about this person's current state, their jealousy, their anxiety, and what they are going through on this particular Sunday. What came through was so clear and so powerful that I knew I had to share this with you immediately. This is not about giving you false hope or telling you what you want to hear. This is about showing you the truth of what is happening energetically and emotionally with someone who thought they had you figured out. So let me start pulling these cards and walking you through exactly what is unfolding in this situation. The first card that came through is one that honestly made me pause because it is such a powerful indicator of complete upheaval and chaos. We have the Tower here, and this card is showing me that this person's entire world has been shaken to its core because of you. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you stopped playing the game they thought you would play forever. The Tower represents sudden change, unexpected revelations, and the crumbling of structures that were built on false foundations. This person built their sense of security around the belief that you would always be available, always be there, always respond to their energy in a certain way. They got comfortable with the dynamic you had, whether that was romantic, platonic, or professional. They thought they knew exactly how you would react to things, exactly how much they could push you, exactly how long you would wait. And then something shifted. You changed the rules. You stopped responding the way they expected. You removed yourself from situations that were not serving you. You set boundaries that they never saw coming. The Tower energy is showing me that this realization hit them like a lightning bolt. It was not a gradual understanding. It was a sudden, shocking moment when they looked around and realized you were not where they expected you to be anymore. You were not emotionally available in the way they had taken for granted. You were not waiting by the phone. You were not checking in. You were not giving them the attention they had become accustomed to receiving from you. And this has absolutely destroyed their sense of stability. What makes this even more intense is that the Tower does not just represent external change. It represents the destruction of illusions and false beliefs. This person had convinced themselves of a certain narrative about you, about your relationship, about your dynamic. They told themselves you would always be there. They told themselves you needed them more than they needed you. They told themselves they had all the power in the situation. And every single one of those beliefs has come crashing down around them. I am seeing that this person is experiencing what I can only describe as an emotional earthquake right now. Everything they thought they understood about you and about themselves in relation to you has been proven wrong. The foundation they built their confidence on has cracked wide open. And the worst part for them is that they cannot fix it. They cannot control it. They cannot manipulate the situation back to what it was before, because you have fundamentally changed the dynamic by simply removing your energy from the equation. Their impatience that we talked about at the beginning is directly connected to this Tower moment. They are impatient because they want things to go back to how they were. They are impatient because they cannot stand the discomfort of not knowing where they stand with you. They are impatient because they have lost control, and control is something they desperately need to feel secure. But the universe does not work on their timeline. Your healing does not work on their timeline. Your journey does not revolve around their comfort level. This Sunday is particularly brutal for them because Sundays have a way of making us sit with ourselves. During the week, we can stay busy. We can distract ourselves. We can avoid our feelings by filling our time with work and obligations. But Sunday has this quiet, reflective energy that forces us to confront what we have been running from. And this person is being forced to confront the reality that they messed up, that they took you for granted, that they assumed you would always be available, and that they were completely wrong about all of it. The Tower is also showing me that there is no going back to the old dynamic. Even if you wanted to, even if they begged, even if circumstances changed, the old foundation has been destroyed. Anything that gets built from this point forward would have to be completely new, completely different, built on truth and respect rather than assumptions and power dynamics. And that terrifies them because they do not know if they can build something new. They only know how to operate in the old paradigm where they had the upper hand. I want you to understand something really important here, Pisces. The Tower appearing first in this reading is not a warning for you. It is a description of what is happening to them. You are not the one in chaos right now. You are not the one whose world is falling apart. You did the hard work of removing yourself from situations that were not serving you. You already went through your transformation. This is about them experiencing the consequences of losing access to your energy, your presence, your light. And those consequences are hitting them harder than they ever imagined they would. The next card that came through is showing me even more about their current emotional state. And it is absolutely fascinating. We have the Ace of Pentacles here. And at first, this might seem like an odd card in a reading about jealousy and anxiety, but let me explain what I am seeing because this is actually incredibly revealing about what is going on in their head right now. The Ace of Pentacles represents new beginnings in the material world, opportunities, potential for growth, and the seed of something valuable. In the context of this reading, this card is showing me that this person is suddenly realizing what they have lost. They are seeing you as an opportunity they missed, as a valuable connection they took for granted, as potential they failed to recognize when they had the chance. This is making their jealousy and impatience even worse, because now they are viewing you through a completely different lens. Before, when they had access to you, when you were available, when you were giving them your time and energy, they did not fully appreciate what they had. They saw you as someone who would always be there, so they did not treat you like the rare and valuable person you are. But now that you are not available in the same way, now that you have pulled back, now that they have lost that access, suddenly you look like gold to them. The Ace of Pentacles is that moment when someone sees the value of something only after it is gone. It is like having a precious stone in your hand and thinking it is just a regular rock. So you toss it aside without a second thought. Then later you learn it was actually a diamond, and you frantically go back looking for it only to realize someone else has picked it up or it has been lost forever. That is what this person is experiencing right now. They are having a profound realization about your worth, your value, your significance, but it is coming way too late. I am seeing that this realization is making them absolutely crazy with regret. They are spending this Sunday thinking about all the moments they could have chosen differently. All the times they could have shown up for you, but did not. All the opportunities they had to treat you better, to value you more, to recognize what they had. The Ace of Pentacles is showing me they are now seeing those missed opportunities with painful clarity. What makes this particularly intense is that the Ace of Pentacles also represents new potential, new opportunities in the material world. So this person is not just grieving what they lost. They are also torturing themselves with fantasies about what could have been. They are imagining alternate timelines where they made different choices. They are thinking about the life they could have built with you, the partnership you could have had, the future that was possible if only they had opened their eyes sooner. Their impatience is connected to this because they want a chance to prove they understand now. They want an opportunity to show you they finally see your value. They want to demonstrate that they have had this realization and they are ready to do things differently. But here's the thing, Pisces, having a realization about someone's worth after you have already lost them is not the same as actually valuing them when you had them. Regretting your choices after the consequences hit is not the same as making better choices in the moment. The Ace of Pentacles is also making me think about how this person might be trying to figure out ways to get back into your life. They are looking at you like a business opportunity they missed out on, like an investment they should have made. And while part of this might come from genuine feelings, part of it is also coming from ego and from not wanting to accept that they fumbled something valuable. They do not want to be the person who lost you. They do not want to admit to themselves that they were not smart enough to hold on to something precious when they had it. I am also seeing with this card that their jealousy is specifically tied to the idea that someone else might recognize your value now. Someone else might see what they failed to see. Someone else might appreciate you the way they should have appreciated you. The Ace of Pentacles can represent a new person coming in with a fresh perspective, someone who looks at you and immediately understands what a gift you are. And this person who took you for granted is absolutely tortured by the thought that you might share your energy, your time, your presence with someone who will actually treasure it. This Sunday is brutal for them because they are sitting with all of these realizations and all of this regret, and there is nothing they can do about it. They cannot force you to give them another chance. They cannot make you forget how they treated you before. They cannot erase the past and start fresh. The Ace of Pentacles shows potential, but potential means nothing if the other person is not willing to give you access to it. And you have every right to keep that door closed. What I find really interesting about this card appearing in this position is that it shows their perspective has fundamentally changed. They are not just missing you out of habit or convenience. They are actually seeing you differently now. They are recognizing qualities in you they were blind to before. They are understanding your worth in a way they did not when they had you. But again, this does not obligate you to do anything with that information. Their evolution, their realization, their growth is their own journey. You do not owe them a chance to prove they have changed. Now we have King of Cups coming through, and this card is absolutely loaded with meaning in the context of what we have been talking about. The King of Cups represents emotional maturity, mastery over feelings, someone who is balanced and in control of their emotional world. But in this reading, I am seeing this card in a really interesting way because it is actually showing me what this person wishes they were, not what they actually are right now. Let me explain what I mean. This person wants to be emotionally mature about the situation with you. They want to be calm, balanced, understanding. They want to handle their feelings about you in a way that makes them look good, that protects their ego, that allows them to maintain some sense of dignity and control. The King of Cups is the version of themselves they are trying to project, especially if anyone asks them about you or if they have to talk about the situation. But here is what the cards are really showing me. There is a massive gap between the person they want to be and the person they actually are right now. The King of Cups sits on his throne, calm and collected, with his emotions flowing but not overwhelming him. He has mastered his feelings. He does not let jealousy consume him. He does not let anxiety control his actions. He is secure in himself and does not need external validation to feel okay. That is the ideal. That is who this person wants to be. But the reality is that they are absolutely drowning in feelings about you right now. Their jealousy is not under control. Their anxiety is not manageable. Their impatience is ruling their behavior. They are nowhere near the emotional mastery that the King of Cups represents. And this gap between who they want to be and who they actually are is causing them even more distress because they are failing at something they pride themselves on. I am seeing that this person probably has a self-image of being emotionally intelligent and mature. They might be someone who gives advice to others about relationships. They might pride themselves on being the person who does not get jealous, who does not chase, who does not let feelings control them. The King of Cups suggests they have cultivated this image of themselves as someone who has it all together emotionally. And you know what? They might have actually believed it about themselves before the situation with you. But you have exposed something in them they did not know was there. You have triggered feelings and reactions they did not think they were capable of experiencing. By simply removing yourself from their life or changing the dynamic, you have revealed that their emotional mastery was not as solid as they thought it was. Turns out they can be jealous. Turns out they can be anxious. Turns out they can be impatient and desperate and out of control. And this is absolutely destroying their self-image. The King of Cups is also showing me that this person is probably trying really hard to appear unaffected by the situation. If they run into mutual friends, if they post on social media, if they are in situations where they might be asked about you, they are putting on this mask of being totally fine. They are acting like they have moved on, like they are emotionally mature about the whole thing, like they wish you well but are focused on their own life now. The King of Cups has this dignified, composed energy that they are desperately trying to channel. But inside they are a mess. Inside they are obsessing over you. Inside they are checking your social media, asking mutual friends about you, analyzing every little piece of information they can get about what you are doing and who you are with. The King of Cups facade is exactly that, a facade. And maintaining that facade while feeling completely out of control internally is exhausting them. What makes this even more intense is that the King of Cups is a water sign card, deeply connected to emotions and intuition. This person has strong feelings for you, whether they have admitted it to themselves or not. They are not indifferent. They are not casual about this situation. Their emotional investment in you is significant, and that is why losing access to you has hit them so hard. If they truly did not care, they would not be spending their Sunday consumed by jealousy and anxiety over you. I am also seeing with this card that this person might be someone who is usually in a position of emotional authority or control in their relationships. They might be used to being the one who is less invested, the one who has the emotional upper hand, the one who other people chase or pine after. The King of Cups can represent someone who is used to managing and directing the emotional flow of a relationship. And with you, that dynamic has completely reversed. They are not the king on the throne anymore. They are the one who is emotionally reactive, emotionally needy, emotionally desperate for connection and information and reassurance. This loss of their usual position is creating a lot of the anxiety we are seeing. They do not know how to function in this role. They do not know how to be the one who cares more, who wants more, who needs more. The King of Cups is showing me they are struggling with this reversal of roles, and they are not handling it with the grace and maturity they wish they could. Their impatience is coming from wanting to get back to a position of emotional control, wanting to feel like the King of Cups again, instead of feeling vulnerable and exposed. The next card is showing me more about their jealousy specifically, and this is where things get really interesting. We have the World card here, and in the traditional sense, this is a card of completion, fulfillment, achievement, reaching a significant milestone. But in the context of this reading about someone who is jealous and anxious over you, the World is showing me something very specific about what they are afraid of. They are terrified that you have moved on to your own complete and fulfilling life without them in it. The World represents that sense of wholeness, that feeling of having everything you need, that state of being content and complete within yourself. And this person is absolutely haunted by the possibility that you have reached that state without them, that you are happy, that you are fulfilled, that you have built a life that feels complete, and they are not a part of it. This is connecting directly to their jealousy because the World is not just about personal fulfillment. It can also represent success, recognition, achievement in the external world. This person is probably seeing or imagining that good things are happening for you. Maybe you are doing well in your career. Maybe you are traveling. Maybe you are spending time with people who appreciate you. Maybe you are just glowing in a way that shows you are thriving, and every indication that you are doing well without them is like a knife to their ego. The World card is also making me think about how this person might be obsessing over your social media or trying to get information about your life through other sources. They need to know if you have moved on. They need to know if you are happy. They need to know if you are seeing someone else. They need to know if you have reached that point of completion and wholeness without them. And the not knowing is driving them absolutely crazy with anxiety. What makes the world particularly painful for them in this context is that it represents endings and new beginnings. It is the final card of the major arcana, symbolizing the completion of one cycle and the readiness to begin another. This person is afraid that their cycle with you has completely ended, that there is no going back, that you have closed that chapter of your life so thoroughly that they cannot even get a footnote in your next chapter. The world suggests finality, and finality is something they absolutely cannot accept right now. I am also seeing with this card that there is an element of them comparing themselves to wherever you are in your life right now. The world represents someone who has done the work, learned the lessons, integrated the experiences, and emerged whole and complete on the other side. If they perceive that you have reached that state while they are still stuck in their feelings about you, it creates an imbalance that feeds their jealousy. They cannot stand the idea that you have grown past them, evolved beyond them, reached a level of peace and fulfillment that does not include them. The world can also represent freedom and liberation. This person might be picking up on the energy that you feel free now. Free from whatever dynamic you had with them. Free from waiting, from wondering, from trying to make something work that was not working. Free from the emotional weight of that connection. And your freedom is highlighting their lack of freedom because they are still trapped in their feelings about you. They are still bound by their regret, their jealousy, their anxiety. They are not experiencing the world energy. You are, and they know it. This Sunday is particularly brutal for them because Sundays can bring this reflective energy where we take stock of our lives, where we are, where we thought we would be, what we have accomplished, what we have lost. This person is spending their Sunday reflecting on the fact that you seem to have reached a place of completion and peace while they are stuck in chaos and longing. The world is showing me they are tormented by the gap between where you are and where they are emotionally. There is also something here about this person realizing that you are not waiting for them to get their act together. The world suggests you have moved forward with your life. You have not put your happiness on hold, hoping they will change or come back, or realize what they lost. You have not frozen your life in place, waiting for them to step up. You have continued your journey, completed your cycles, embraced new beginnings, and this is probably one of the most difficult realizations for them to swallow. Now we are moving into the Hierophant, and this card is adding another fascinating layer to what this person is going through. The Hierophant traditionally represents conventional wisdom, tradition, established structures, seeking guidance from authority or higher knowledge. In this reading, I am seeing this card show up in a couple of really interesting ways that connect to their need to hear about you and their current state of mind. First, the Hierophant is showing me that this person is probably seeking advice about the situation with you. They are going to their friends, maybe even to therapists or counselors or spiritual advisors, asking what they should do. They are looking for someone to tell them how to fix this, how to get you back, how to make sense of what went wrong. The Hierophant represents that impulse to seek guidance from others when we do not trust our own judgment or when we are too emotionally compromised to see clearly. But here is what is interesting. The guidance they are probably getting is conventional wisdom. Move on. Give them space. Focus on yourself. If it is meant to be, it will be. Let go of what you cannot control. All the standard advice people give when someone is struggling to accept that a connection has ended or changed. And I am willing to bet this person is not satisfied with that advice. They do not want to hear the conventional wisdom about respecting boundaries and moving forward. They want someone to give them a strategy for getting back into your life, for making you want them again, for undoing the consequences of their own actions. The Hierophant can also represent traditional views on relationships and commitment. This person might be having some serious thoughts about what they want from you in a more formal or committed sense. They might be thinking about things they were not willing to think about before. Marriage, official partnership, public commitment, taking things to a more traditional level. The jealousy and anxiety they are experiencing might be forcing them to confront whether they are willing to offer you what they were not willing to offer before. This is huge, Pisces, because the Hierophant suggests they are thinking about you in terms of something legitimate, something structured, something that follows relationship conventions rather than being casual or undefined. Their impatience might be connected to wanting to communicate this to you, wanting to tell you that they are ready for something more serious now. But of course, the problem is that this realization is coming after you have already removed yourself from the situation, after you have already decided you were done accepting less than you deserve. I am also seeing the Hierophant represent established social structures and public perception. This person might be dealing with questions from their social circle about what happened with you. Where did you go? Why are not you around anymore? What happened to that connection? The Hierophant shows they are having to explain the situation to others, and that is making them confront their own role in losing you. Having to talk about it with friends or family is forcing them to admit things they might not want to admit to themselves. The Hierophant also has this energy of seeking higher meaning or spiritual understanding. This person might be trying to make sense of why this is happening from a spiritual or karmic perspective. They might be wondering if this is a lesson they needed to learn, if this is fate, if there is some higher purpose to you removing yourself from their life. They are looking for meaning in their pain, because meaningless pain is harder to bear than pain that serves a purpose. What makes the Hierophant particularly relevant to their need to hear about you is that this card is about receiving information through proper channels. They want news of you to come through mutual friends, through social media, through any legitimate source they can access. They are probably asking people about you in ways that seem casual, but are actually very calculated. The Hierophant is that careful, strategic approach to gathering information while trying to maintain some dignity and social propriety. There is also an element here of this person wanting to do things the right way now. The Hierophant is all about following the rules, honoring traditions, doing things properly. This person might be realizing that they approached your connection in ways that were not honoring you or the potential of what you could have had together. They might be having regrets about not courting you properly, not treating you with the respect and reverence you deserved, not following the traditional steps that build a strong foundation. The impatience we keep talking about is connecting to the Hierophant because they want to make amends the right way, but they do not have access to you to do so. They want to apologize properly, communicate properly, demonstrate their changed perspective properly. But you have removed yourself from their reach, and there is no proper channel for them to go through to get to you. This is creating immense frustration, because even if they are ready to do things differently, they do not have the opportunity. Moving forward, we have the Devil card appearing, and honestly, Pisces, this is such a telling card for what this person is actually experiencing beneath all their anxiety and jealousy. The Devil represents being bound, feeling trapped, unhealthy attachments, obsession, and being unable to free yourself from something even when you know you should. This is showing me the real depth of what is happening with this person regarding you. They are absolutely trapped in their thoughts about you right now. The Devil is that feeling of being chained to something, of not being able to stop thinking about it, even though it is causing you pain. This person is obsessing over you to a degree that is probably shocking even to themselves. They cannot stop checking for information about you. They cannot stop replaying past conversations and moments. They cannot stop imagining scenarios where they could reconnect with you. They cannot stop comparing everyone they meet to you. The devil shows they are completely bound by this attachment to you. What makes the devil particularly intense is that it represents the kind of attachment that feels both painful and impossible to break. This person knows on some level that their obsession is not healthy. They know they should move on. They know their jealousy and anxiety are not serving them. They know they should let go and focus on their own life. But they cannot. The devil shows they are trapped in a pattern of thinking about you, wanting you, regretting their choices with you, and they cannot seem to break free from that cycle, no matter how much they might want to. The jealousy we have been talking about throughout this reading connects so strongly to the devil because this card often represents possessiveness and the shadow side of desire. This person wants to possess your attention, your time, your energy in a way that goes beyond healthy interest. They are jealous not just because they want you back, but because they cannot stand the thought of not having some kind of claim on you. The devil shows that their attachment has these possessive, controlling elements to it that they might not even fully recognize in themselves. Their Sunday is brutal because the devil energy is strongest when we are alone with our thoughts and our compulsions. During the week, they might be able to distract themselves with work and responsibilities. But Sunday strips away those distractions and leaves them face to face with their obsession. The devil is showing me they are spending today unable to escape their own mind, unable to stop the loop of thoughts about you, unable to find peace or relief from the intensity of their feelings. I am also seeing with the devil that there is an element of self-created bondage here. The chains on the figures in the devil card are loose. They could remove them if they chose to. This person is keeping themselves trapped in this state of anxiety and jealousy over you. They are choosing to keep checking on you, choosing to keep asking about you, choosing to keep feeding their obsession instead of doing the work to release it. The devil shows they are complicit in their own suffering, even as they might claim they cannot help how they feel. The impatience that characterizes their current state is connected to the devil because addiction and obsession create this urgent, desperate need for satisfaction. They are impatient to hear about you, to know about you, to reconnect with you because their attachment has reached a level where not knowing feels intolerable. The devil represents that state where desire becomes need, where interest becomes compulsion, where caring becomes obsession. And this is where they are right now with you. What is particularly fascinating about the devil appearing in this reading is that it suggests their feelings for you have this intense, powerful, almost dark quality to them. This is not casual interest. This is not light affection. This is deep, consuming, obsessive level attachment. The devil does not show up for people who are mildly interested. It shows up when someone is gripped by something they cannot shake, when they are under the spell of an attraction or connection that has taken on a life of its own. There is also something here about unhealthy patterns and behaviors. The devil can represent someone engaging in behaviors they know are not good for them, but cannot seem to stop. This person might be doing things that they know are not healthy, like obsessively checking your social media, asking mutual friends about you in ways that make them look desperate, driving by places they think you might be, looking for any scrap of information about your life. The devil shows they are engaging in these compulsive behaviors, even though part of them knows they should not. The next card brings us to Queen of Wands, and this is absolutely fascinating in the context of everything we have been discussing, because this card is showing me how this person sees you now and why their jealousy has reached such intense levels. The Queen of Wands represents confidence, independence, charisma, someone who is magnetic and self-assured and does not need anyone else to complete them. This is how you are appearing to this person right now, and it is driving them absolutely wild. You are embodying Queen of Wands energy, whether you realize it or not, Pisces. You have removed yourself from a situation that was not serving you, and you have stepped into your own power as a result. The Queen of Wands does not chase, does not beg, does not compromise her dignity for anyone. She knows her worth, and she expects others to recognize it too. When they do not, she simply removes her presence from their life and focuses on her own path. This is exactly what you have done, and this person is now seeing you through this lens of respect and admiration that they did not have before. The Queen of Wands is fiercely independent. She has her own life, her own passions, her own goals, her own circle of people who appreciate her. She does not sit around waiting for anyone to decide she is worth their time and effort. She moves forward with confidence, creating the life she wants, attracting positive experiences and people who match her energy. This person is realizing that you are not sitting around thinking about them, waiting for them, or putting your life on hold for them. You are living your life fully, and this is making them absolutely crazy with jealousy. Part of what makes their Sunday so brutal is that the Queen of Wands energy you are radiating makes them feel like they are missing out on something incredible. This card represents someone who is vibrant, alive, passionate about life. They are imagining you out there being your amazing self, and they are not part of it. They are not getting to experience your light, your warmth, your energy. And worse, they are imagining that other people are getting to experience these qualities in you that they took for granted. The Queen of Wands is also incredibly magnetic and attractive, not just physically, but energetically. People are drawn to her confidence and her fire. This person is absolutely tormented by the thought that you are attracting new people into your life, people who will see your worth immediately, people who will treat you the way they should have treated you. The jealousy we keep talking about is directly connected to them imagining you with the Queen of Wands energy, drawing in opportunities and connections and experiences that do not include them. I am also seeing that the Queen of Wands represents creativity and passion. This person might be aware that you are channeling your energy into creative projects, personal growth, new experiences. You are not wasting your energy on them anymore. You are investing it in yourself and in things that actually bring you joy and fulfillment. And every moment you spend building your own life is a moment you are not spending thinking about them, and this is absolutely killing them. The Queen of Wands sits on her throne with her black cat and her sunflowers, completely comfortable in her own power. She does not need external validation. She does not need anyone to tell her she is worthy. She knows. And this self-assuredness that you have developed, or that you are developing, is probably the most attractive and intimidating thing about you right now, from this person's perspective. They are used to people needing them, wanting them, seeking their approval. But you do not need any of that from them anymore. You have found your own throne, your own power, your own sense of self-worth. And they realize they had nothing to do with that growth, which means they also have no claim on you because of it. What makes this particularly painful for them is that the Queen of Wands energy in you is probably what attracted them in the first place, even if they did not recognize it at the time. There was something about your confidence, your warmth, your passion for life that drew them to you. But they took it for granted. They assumed it would always be directed toward them or available to them. Now they are seeing that same energy radiating out into the world, but not toward them anymore, and they are realizing what an incredible loss that is. The Queen of Wands is also showing me that you have support around you. This card often appears when someone has a strong community, good friends, people who recognize their value and celebrate them. This person might be aware or imagining that you have people in your life who are lifting you up, encouraging you, reminding you of your worth. And this makes them even more jealous because they know those people are probably telling you that you deserve better than how this person treated you. Now we are moving into Ace of Swords, and this card is cutting right through to the truth of the situation, which is exactly what this card does. The Ace of Swords represents clarity, truth, breakthrough moments, mental clarity that cuts through confusion and illusion. In this reading, I am seeing this card show up to represent a moment of brutal honesty that this person is experiencing about themselves and about what they lost when they lost access to you. The Ace of Swords is that lightning bolt of truth that cannot be denied or ignored. This person is having moments of absolute clarity where they see exactly what they did wrong, exactly how they messed up, exactly what they took for granted. The Ace of Swords cuts through all their excuses, all their justifications, all the stories they told themselves about why things were the way they were. They are seeing the truth now, and the truth is sharp and painful. This clarity is coming in waves throughout their Sunday. They will be doing something completely mundane, and suddenly they are hit with a crystal clear memory of a moment when they could have chosen differently with you, but did not. They are having these breakthrough realizations about patterns in their behavior, about how they have been in relationships, about why they struggle to appreciate what they have until it is gone. The Ace of Swords is showing me their awareness has been sharpened to a painful degree. What makes the Ace of Swords particularly significant in this reading is that it represents new ways of thinking and perceiving. This person's entire mental framework around you and your connection is being restructured. They are thinking about you differently. They are thinking about themselves differently. They are having new thoughts, new realizations, new perspectives that they have never had before. The sword of truth has cut through their old patterns of thinking, and now they cannot unknow what they know. Their impatience is connecting to the Ace of Swords because having clarity about what you lost and what you did wrong makes you desperate to fix it immediately. The Ace of Swords brings this sharp awareness that creates urgency. They know what they did, they know what they should have done instead, they know what they want now, and the knowing without being able to act on it is creating intense frustration. The Ace of Swords gives them mental clarity, but not the ability to change the past or control your response to their newfound awareness. I'm also seeing that the Ace of Swords can represent difficult truths and honest communication. This person desperately wants to communicate their newfound clarity to you. They want to tell you everything they have realized. They want to explain how they see things differently now. They want to share all these breakthrough thoughts and realizations they are having about you, about themselves, about what you meant to them. The Ace of Swords is showing me they have so much they want to say to you, but no channel through which to say it, and this is creating enormous mental tension. The sword in this card is double-edged, which means the truth cuts both ways. While they are having clarity about how valuable you are and how poorly they treated you, they are also having to face uncomfortable truths about themselves. They are seeing their own patterns of taking people for granted. They are recognizing their own emotional immaturity in certain areas. They are acknowledging their own role in pushing you away. The Ace of Swords does not let them hide from these realizations behind comfortable lies or self-deception. This Sunday is particularly brutal with the Ace of Swords energy, because mental clarity, without the ability to do anything about it, is torturous. If they could take action, if they could reach out to you, if they could immediately apply their new understanding, it might feel productive. But instead, they are just sitting with all this sharp, clear awareness of what they lost and why they lost it, unable to change anything about it. The sword is pointed at their own heart in some ways, making them feel the full weight of their mistakes. I am also seeing that the Ace of Swords represents cutting through denial. This person can no longer tell themselves comfortable stories about the situation. They cannot convince themselves it was mutual. They cannot pretend they did not care that much. They cannot minimize what happened or their role in it. The truth has cut through all of those protective mechanisms, and now they are face to face with reality in its sharpest form. They messed up. They lost someone valuable. They have no one to blame but themselves, and that truth is inescapable. The Ace of Swords can also represent justice and fairness in its purest form. On some level, this person is recognizing that the situation is fair even though it is painful for them. You removing yourself, you setting boundaries, you refusing to accept less than you deserve, all of that is fair and justified. The Ace of Swords brings this awareness that they are experiencing the natural consequences of their own choices. There is a logic to it, a rightness to it, even though they wish it were different. The Sword of Truth shows them they have no legitimate complaint about your actions because you did what anyone with self-respect would do. What is particularly interesting about the Ace of Swords appearing this far into the reading is that it suggests their clarity is building over time. They did not have all these realizations at once. They have been having breakthrough after breakthrough, each one cutting deeper, each one revealing more truth, each one making it harder to hide from what they know. And these breakthroughs are still coming. The Ace is a beginning, which means their process of understanding the full scope of what they lost is just starting. The sharpness of their awareness is going to keep increasing. The next card takes us to the Empress, and I have to tell you, Pisces, this card appearing in this reading is absolutely loaded with significance for how this person sees you and what they are realizing about what you offered them that they failed to appreciate. The Empress represents abundance, nurturing, creativity, beauty, the divine feminine energy that gives and creates and nourishes. This is showing me that this person is having profound realizations about all the ways you enrich their life that they completely took for granted. The Empress is the ultimate nurturer. She creates beauty and comfort and abundance wherever she goes. She has this generous, giving nature that makes everyone around her feel cared for and valued. Looking back on your connection, this person is now seeing all the ways you were the Empress energy in their life. You probably made them feel cared for in ways they did not even notice at the time. You probably added beauty and warmth to their world. You probably gave them emotional support, creative inspiration, comfort, and care that they just accepted as if it was their right to receive those things without having to reciprocate properly. The Empress creates abundance, and this person is realizing you were abundant in your giving to them. You gave your time abundantly. You gave your attention abundantly. You gave your energy abundantly. You were generous with your care, your support, your presence. The Empress does not hold back. She gives from a place of overflow. And you gave to this person from that same place, not realizing they were not appreciating the gift of your abundance. Now they are sitting in the absence of that Empress energy, and they are feeling the lack acutely. Their life feels less beautiful without you in it. They feel less cared for. They feel the void where your nurturing presence used to be. The Empress energy is like having a garden full of flowers and fresh fruit, and only noticing how special it was once it is gone and you are standing in a barren field. This person is in that barren field right now, and they are finally understanding what they had when you were pouring your Empress energy into their life. The jealousy we keep coming back to is particularly intense with the Empress because this person is imagining you giving that nurturing, abundant, beautiful energy to someone else now. They are tormented by thoughts of you creating beauty and comfort and abundance in someone else's life the way you did in theirs. The Empress is so generous and so giving that whoever receives her attention feels blessed. And this person is absolutely sick with jealousy thinking about someone else being blessed by you now. The Empress also represents fertility and creation, not just in terms of children, but in terms of creating a beautiful life, creating meaningful experiences, creating a warm and loving environment. This person might be having realizations about the life they could have created with you if they had honored your Empress energy instead of taking it for granted. They are seeing now that you were offering them the raw materials for something beautiful and abundant, and they just did not build it. They did not water what you planted. They did not tend to what you were trying to grow. I am also seeing with the Empress that this card represents someone who is deeply connected to their sensuality and their body and the physical pleasures of life. This person might be having memories or thoughts about physical intimacy with you, about how you made them feel in your presence, about the sensual connection you shared. The Empress rules the senses and the physical realm of pleasure, and they are probably tormented by memories of your touch, your scent, your physical presence that they no longer have access to. The Empress sits in her garden, surrounded by abundance, completely secure in her own creative power. She does not need anyone else to feel whole because she is the source of creation herself. This is what you are embodying now, Pisces. You have stepped back into your own creative power. You are creating your own abundance. You are nurturing yourself the way you used to nurture this connection. And this person is realizing that the Empress energy does not actually need them. You can create beauty and abundance and a fulfilling life completely on your own. They were not the source of your power. They were just someone you chose to share it with. And now that you have stopped sharing it with them, they are seeing that you do not diminish without them. If anything, you are flourishing more because you are directing all that creative, nurturing energy back toward yourself. What makes their Sunday particularly painful with this Empress energy is that Sundays often have this cozy, nurturing quality to them. It is a day for rest, for comfort, for creating beauty in your environment, for enjoying simple pleasures. All of those things are Empress qualities. And this person is probably imagining you having a beautiful, abundant Sunday full of things and people that bring you joy while they are stuck in their anxiety and jealousy. The contrast between the Empress energy you are living and the poverty of spirit they are experiencing is stark and painful for them. The Empress also represents mother energy, which does not necessarily mean being a mother, but rather that unconditionally loving, endlessly patient, deeply nurturing quality that makes others feel completely accepted and cared for. This person is realizing they were receiving that kind of love from you, and they did not honor it. They did not protect it. They did not cherish it the way it deserved to be cherished. And now they understand that kind of love is rare and precious, and they may never find it again. Our final card brings us to Ace of Cups, and I have to tell you, this card appearing at the end of this reading is so profoundly significant because it represents everything this person wishes they could have with you now, but cannot. The Ace of Cups is the purest expression of emotional fulfillment, new love, deep emotional connection, the overflowing of positive feelings, the beginning of something beautiful in the realm of the heart. This is what this person wants. This is what they are dreaming about. This is what they desperately wish they could create with you. The Ace of Cups represents a fresh start emotionally. It is the universe offering a cup filled to overflowing with love, compassion, connection, emotional satisfaction. This person wants that cup with you. They want a new beginning. They want to start over with everything they know now. They want the chance to receive your love and actually appreciate it this time. They want to fill a cup with genuine care and devotion and offer it to you in a way they never did before. The Ace of Cups is their fantasy of what could be if only they could get another chance. But here is what makes this card so bittersweet in this reading. The Ace of Cups is an offering. It is a hand emerging from a cloud, extending a cup filled with water and blessings. The card represents someone wanting to offer deep love and emotional connection. And this person wants to make that offer to you now. They want to extend their cup to you and show you that it is full of real feelings, genuine care, authentic love. But you are not in a position to receive that offer because you have removed yourself from their reach. Their impatience and their desperate need to hear about you connects so deeply to this Ace of Cups because they are sitting with these strong emotional feelings and no way to express them or share them with you. The Ace of Cups is emotional overflow. They are overflowing with feelings about you, and those feelings have nowhere to go. They cannot pour them into you. They cannot share them with you. They cannot make you feel what they are feeling. The cup is full, but there is no one to receive it, and that is creating enormous emotional pressure. The Ace of Cups appearing at the end of this reading is also showing me that despite all the jealousy and anxiety and obsession and impatience, beneath all of that is actually genuine love or the potential for genuine love. The Ace of Cups does not appear for superficial connections. It appears when there is real emotional depth, real heart involvement, real capacity for meaningful connection. This person has real feelings for you, Pisces. Not just ego, not just possessiveness, not just regret. Real feelings that are probably surprising them with their intensity. What makes this particularly painful for them is that the Ace of Cups represents the beginning they wish they could have, but probably cannot. It is the fresh start, the clean slate, the do-over that they are fantasizing about. They want to go back to the beginning with you, knowing what they know now, feeling what they feel now, ready to do it differently this time. But the Ace of Cups is an offer that has to be accepted by both people. You cannot force someone to accept your cup. You cannot make someone drink from your offering if they have decided they are not thirsty for what you are serving anymore. The Ace of Cups is also about emotional vulnerability and openness. This person might be having the realization that they were never truly vulnerable with you before. They kept their true feelings guarded. They did not let you see the depth of what they felt. They played it cool or kept you at arm's length emotionally. And now they want to be vulnerable. They want to open their heart completely. They want to show you everything they feel without any walls or defenses. But that opportunity may have passed. I am seeing with this Ace of Cups that this person might be having fantasies or dreams about reconciliation with you. The Ace of Cups can represent intuition and dreams, and they are probably having vivid dreams or daydreams about what it would be like if you gave them another chance. They imagine pouring all this love they are feeling into you. They imagine you receiving it and recognizing that it is real and different from before. They imagine the two of you starting fresh with this beautiful emotional connection. But these are fantasies, not realities, and the gap between what they are imagining and what is actually happening is adding to their Sunday torture. The Ace of Cups is filled with pure water, symbolizing pure emotion, untainted by ego or games or manipulation. This person wants to show you their pure feelings now. They want you to know that beneath all their mistakes and all their poor choices was always something real. The Ace of Cups suggests they are getting in touch with their genuine emotions, perhaps for the first time in this connection. They are feeling things they did not let themselves feel before. They are recognizing emotions they kept buried or denied. And now that they are feeling everything fully, they desperately want to share those feelings with you. But the brutal truth that is making their Sunday so difficult is that the Ace of Cups requires receptivity. You have to be willing to receive the cup for it to mean anything. And right now, you are not in a receptive place with this person because you have very valid reasons for protecting yourself from them. The Ace of Cups they want to offer you is coming too late after you have already decided you are not accepting crumbs or half measures or belated realizations from them anymore. What is particularly poignant about the Ace of Cups appearing as our final card is that it shows this person's emotional journey has reached a point of overflow. They can no longer contain what they feel. They can no longer pretend it is not a big deal. They can no longer minimize their feelings or act unaffected. The Ace of Cups is that moment when the heart is so full it must express itself or burst. And this person is at that point with you. They are emotionally overflowing, and you are not there to receive any of it. They need to hear about you, because they need some kind of outlet for all these feelings, some kind of connection to you, even if it is just secondhand information about your life. So Pisces, we have moved through all 10 cards, and the story they tell is incredibly clear. This person is having one of the most difficult Sundays of their life, because they are facing the full reality of losing access to you. Their impatience is brutal because they want resolution, they want another chance, they want to communicate everything they are feeling and realizing, but they do not have access to you to do any of that. Their jealousy is consuming them because they are imagining you living your best life, embodying your Queen of Wands energy, creating abundance and beauty like the Empress, being whole and complete like the world, all without them in the picture. Their anxiety is tied to not knowing what you are doing, who you are with, whether you think about them at all, whether there is any chance for them in the future. They need to hear about you because information about you is the only connection they have left. Even secondhand news, even social media posts, even mentions from mutual friends, anything that tells them you still exist in a world they are part of, is something they are desperately seeking. What you need to understand is that all of this turmoil they are experiencing is the direct result of your strength in removing yourself from a situation that was not serving you. You embodied your Pisces power by honoring your intuition, recognizing when something was not right, and having the courage to walk away even though you cared. The tower moment that shattered their world was created by your boundary setting. The clarity they are gaining through the Ace of Swords is because you forced them to face consequences. The emotional overflow of the Ace of Cups is happening because you stopped giving them your Empress energy for free. Everything they are experiencing right now is the universe teaching them the lesson they needed to learn about taking people for granted, about recognizing value before it is gone, about treating people with the respect and care they deserve while you still have access to them. Their brutal Sunday is their karma for not appreciating what they had when they had it. And while part of you might feel satisfied knowing they are struggling with your absence, the more important thing is that you continue focusing on your own journey. You do not owe them another chance just because they finally woke up. You do not owe them access to you just because they are having realizations about your worth. You do not owe them the opportunity to prove they are different now. Their growth, their suffering, their transformation is their own journey to walk. Your job is to keep honoring yourself, keep setting boundaries, keep building the beautiful life you deserve, and let them sit with the consequences of their choices. If they genuinely want to be in your life again, they are going to have to do a lot more than just realize what they lost. They are going to have to demonstrate through consistent action over time that they have actually changed, not just had a few breakthrough moments on a difficult Sunday. And even then, you get to decide if you even want to entertain that possibility based on whether it serves your highest good. For now, let them be jealous. Let them be anxious. Let them be impatient. Let them need to hear about you while you focus on being the vibrant, abundant, whole, creative, powerful person you are meant to be. Their suffering is not your responsibility. Your healing and your happiness are. Keep choosing yourself, Pisces. Keep embodying that Queen of Wands energy. Keep creating abundance like the Empress. Keep moving toward completion like the world. Let them watch from a distance and learn that people who do not value precious things when they have them do not get to keep them. Their brutal Sunday full of jealousy and anxiety is just the beginning of them understanding what they lost when they lost you.